Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are all tuning in. Welcome everybody to the VAIL Season 3 Finals. My name is Yellow Hat and it's a pleasure to be on the desk today casting, and today we've got a action-packed day. First starting off with Meeks versus Ascendancy fighting for that third place spot for the season, and then we get into the grand finals immediately after that. Whoever wins this match right now will be taking on Acer EU to crown themselves the Season 3 champions over on the EU side. And don't go away, because later tonight we have the NA champs going on. We'll have our bronze match in NA and then our grand finals in NA. So we have an action-packed day here, and man, it's going to be a blast. So hope everybody is doing well today. I hope you're ready for some action, because I certainly am. But getting into it, we've got our two teams fighting for third place, Meeks versus Ascendancy. The winner of this match will move on to the grand finals to fight Acer EU, and the loser will just hold that third place spot. So let's have a look at our teams here, if I can just go ahead and pull them up real quick for you all. Alright, so Meeks currently in second place, and then Ascendancy over in third place. So, and these teams have fought up against each other a few times, so let's go ahead and actually pull that up. Maybe not. No worries on that. There we go. Alrighty, so anyways, let's pull up some stats here that I've got ready to go for everybody today. So these teams have fought, I believe, 2 or 3 times throughout the season, and it's been a mixed bag of results. The first time Meeks and Ascendancy went up against each other, it was a 22-24 win for Ascendancy. And so Ascendancy won more maps, but Meeks won more rounds, but since Ascendancy won the maps, they ultimately won that match. They challenge matched each other the next week, and Meeks had a statement because they won 27-12 against Ascendancy. And then most recently, which is back in April, almost 2 months ago, Meeks played Ascendancy and won 27-20. So, you know, the favor is already looking in, you know, towards Meeks and everything, but, you know, Ascendancy could have a statement to make today, and, you know, especially with those finals nerves and whatnot, you know, anything can happen. So we have everybody in the lobby. I'm going to go ahead and give them the go-ahead, and we'll get into our first map here in just a second. But folks, I am very, very excited to get this thing started. And so we're going to be playing Cliffside today, so we'll be getting to that in just a moment. I'm going to give them the go-ahead. Alrighty. Gave them the go-ahead, and we're getting into Cliffside for map number 1 here, folks. So as soon as this thing starts, we'll get transitioned right over. But again, folks, we got a lot going on. You know, we got the bronze match right now. We've got EU Grand Finals, and then NA Bronze and NA Grand Finals later tonight. And just when you thought the action would stop, we do have more coming up, because this summer over in Phoenix, Arizona, and yes, it will be very sunny, we have VRML Con 2025. But nevertheless, we're getting into map number 1 here. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, map number 1 gonna be Cliffside. We've got Meeks starting over on the Rayab, and Ascendancy starting over on Colonist. So I don't even have to switch my assets. I like this. Alright, let's get right into it. Ascendancy gonna be starting on Colonist, gonna be starting on that attack, and it's looking like they're gonna elect to go right over towards that A site. 4-man slam with Semtex going to be lurking on their own. And we do have Fems going to be trying to get Util in. Reality with a nice nade under 24 Gray here. And Ferdy Moon going to be taking out Fems just like that. And Ascendancy with a strong start here. Nade's going to be coming out. Scanner is going to go down, and now retake situation 3 versus 5 here. We have number 4, Infused Femboy on the long flank. Random Arrows gets taken down, and we're going to see Abita try to take it from spawn. And Abita does take out Danger, but gets immediately traded out. And now we have Infused Femboy in the 1 versus 3 clutch. Takes out 1, has 3 more, with only 20 seconds left. Trying to spam some shots, trying to see what they can do here. We'll turn on that outline for y'all so you can see all the action. Gonna be, oh, just like that. Reality gonna be swapping over and takes out Infused Femboy just like that. A nice 2K for Reality, a nice 2K for Ferdy, and 1 point on the board for Ascendancy. Folks, if you're just tuning in, what we've got going on right now is the 3rd place decider match for EU for Season 3 of VAIL. So, hope you're enjoying the action so far, and we're into our first rifle round. We have some shots going to be going in. A little bit of blind fire action there, actually, from Abita. And they're going to push up here. I'm trying to make something happen here. And we're going to potentially be seeing a fight here, but also at the same time, we do have Random Arrows just trying to hold the angle. It's looking like Scanner is leading towards that B site, but number 9 might find number 5 here. Reality going to be taking out Fems just like that. Random Arrows going to be getting that immediate trade, though. Gets a second one onto Ferdy. Can he make it a third? No, he can't, but they're going to be allowing the cross. Notch going to be taking out Infused Femboy. And look at this. Semtex has made their way onto the A site. Could have a huge opportunity here with just a minute left on the clock. Oh, makes a little bit of noise. Notch going to be trading Random Arrows for the frag. And now, number 7 alone on that B site. Still has plenty of time to make the move here. Still has a lot to work with here. We do have a little bit of a fight between Abita and Semtex there, but that rotate's going to be called, and Danger going to be bringing that Scanner over towards the A site now. Ooh, but a bit of a fight between Semtex and 24 Gray here. The rotate has been announced, 2 versus 2. Who's going to find who first? 24 Gray going to be rotating around. Knows generally where Semtex is, so this is going to allow him a little bit of free real estate here. Danger going to be just hiding over back in the corner, planted the Scanner just for themselves. And Semtex going to be trying to look for the cross. It's going to be cutting back through mid. 20 seconds already burned on this retake, though. 24 Gray going to be leading that charge. Yuto goes in to no effect. They're going to be clearing all portions of the site here. Scanner gets tapped. Oh, it's not planted for... It's planted for Semtex at least, so, and now 24 Gray in the 1 versus 1. 10 seconds left on the defuse. Going to be forcing Semtex out. And the wall bag coming in from Semtex. Masterful play there. Clutches it out for Ascendancy, and they get another round onto the board. What a beautiful play coming in from Semtex. I didn't even realize he had a wallbang lineup there. So, well played from Ascendancy. And they're on a pretty strong start, but let's see if they can keep this streak up. 2-0 on the board. And now we're into our second rifle round. And again, Abita with that blind fire lineup over in towards mid. Trying to see if they can get a little bit of early damage. But Semtex, bit of pre-fire through the smoke there. Gonna bait out some util over from the defense. And might actually have even heard Infused Femboy really push up here. Abita gonna be taking that first kill there. And that's gonna force Random Arrows to try to rotate over through here. A little bit of pre-fire coming in. No damage done just yet onto Random Arrows there. Yuto gonna be coming in. And it's looking like ultimately we're gonna be going over towards that B site. We're gonna be looking for a pick somewhere here. Yuto coming out. Semtex going to be smoking off the mid approach there. Might actually have a interesting one-way there. Oh my goodness, a nice nade from Reality. Just being a nuance over on the A site there. Here comes a nade, though. Not going to get any damage, though. 50 seconds left. Number 3 is going to push out just a little bit, but might actually get caught out by Semtex here. He's in a perfect position as long as Semtex doesn't mess this one up. 24 Gray gets that first pick onto Reality. Random Arrows taking a bit of damage there. 24 Gray picking up yet another one. Fems takes out Semtex. The lurk gone. Ranamaris trying to get in here, trying to make something happen. Nice swing from Notch. Tries to make it a second, but unable to make that happen. But that scanner still needs to go down. Fems takes out Danger, and just like this, the timing might not be in the favor of Notch here. Just like that, 24 Gray with a nice cleanup there. I believe a 3K for him. And Meeks getting their first round onto the board. Do a little overhead magic here as we fly, or I should say ascend with our Ascendancy team here. I know, I'm so full of puns, it's great. A little bit of pre-fire already in mid, and it's looking like, again, just Ascendancy going for this split play here. Not really, you know, committing to anything too early. Actually baiting out quite a bit of util here from Meeks, and we do see Semtex going to get right up behind there, trying to see if maybe they can make something happen, but we do have 24 Gray on that long angle that you can see there. And a bit of gunfire exchange from Abita and Ferdy. Nade goes out. No damage collected just yet. Abita's going to take that smoke and use it to actually cross. It's looking like we're actually going to double up here over a mid. Fem's just kind of pre-fired a wall. Ooh, I think he might have just caught a glimpse of number 8 there. Random Arrow's going to be getting that first pick, and that mid-control solidified by Meeks. Ooh, that tight angle from Abita finds reality from a very long-range angle. Just barely sees his head, if anything. And Semtex is going to use his smoke to get out here. Oh, but reveals his position, commits to the fight, is able to get one, not able to get traded out by any of the Meeks players. But Infused Femboy finally makes that trade happen. And now we have 35 seconds roughly for that rotate to come in. 2 versus 4, but 2 players over on the Meek side pretty tagged up, so this isn't completely undoable, but they need to shut down this defense that still exists over on the A site. They're going to be hearing these footsteps. Does smoke the cross, but doesn't check that corner. 24 Gray takes that opportunity. Notch makes one, and just like that, Fem's going to be taking out Notch. And Meeks answer right back with another round of their own. All right, folks. We're back into it. 2-2. Oh, I hit my numlock key. Whoopsie. There we go. Alrighty. So, ooh, a bit of an aggressive play here coming in from Meeks, and they managed to get one. Are they going to get the second one? I Am Danger gets taken out, but trades out one at least, and they get the scanner down as well. So, a nice change of pace. Random Arrows with a nice nade onto reality there. And that is completely stopped the Ascendancy assault there. 24 Gray finds Notch, and they're looking for this last one. Semtex now in a 1 versus 4. Hears him creeping up. Gets a swing into the 1. Can he get the second? He does! Brings it back to a 1 versus 2. Has a minute 20 in the clock and grabs the scanner. Has a perfect opportunity to rotate here. Throws a little bit of util. Doesn't actually connect, but ooh, a bit of a blind fire. Gets the position there, but here comes a nade. Semtex is going to be dodging. Pre-fire through the smoke. And now he's got the defenders wondering. Random Arrow's trying to look for that rotate from happening. Trying to see if they can prevent it. And they double up. And Semtex has given themselves a prime opportunity. They could just go A here. Now, unfortunately, they don't know that because they don't have this wonderful overview. Shout out to XLab for making a wonderful casting tool here. But 40 seconds left, and they're going to double up. Oh, he hears the jump, gets the 1. Does he know the seconds are? Can't clutch it. And Abita just barely saves Meeks there, but almost an insane 1 versus 4 attempt there coming in from Semtex. Oh my goodness, that would have been the play of the century there. And that's the kind of action you can expect to see over in, you know, even the bronze match, but, you know, in grand finals territory here. So Meeks getting a 3rd round here. And Abita going to once again go for that blind fire. Not going to connect. And look at this, though. Meeks, they're changing it up again. They're going on the offensive on the B site. They've cleared out B main. They know that Ascendancy is leaning towards A, and Notch takes a lot of damage there. Abita able to get that first kill there. Trying to look for the second one. Manages to find that. And look at this. Just the crunch coming in from Makes their reality finds one, makes it a second, but doesn't have a lot of health to work with now. 1 versus 3, and just like that, gets shot in the back by Infused Femboy, and Meeks are on a roll 4 rounds in a row, ladies and gentlemen. You love to see the adaptation. I mean, Meeks were just playing a pretty standard defense. They weren't really playing aggro or anything, and then 2 rounds in a row. 1 round they aggro on A, the other round they aggro on B. On A, they were able to get those picks. On B, they were just able to get the information that Ascendancy was over towards A, and so now that's going to force Ascendancy to split up a little bit instead of... And now look at this. Again, gets 1, gets 2, just like that, and the aggressiveness is just working out. He makes it a 3rd. Can he make it a 4th? Oh my goodness. Meeks have just... Meeks have just flipped a switch. A lot of util spam coming in. Semtech's going to be spamming random, or getting the kill onto random arrows, and just like that, Fems, they're feeling the energy right now. 24 Gray finds Semtex, and now it's reality in a 1 versus 3 clutch attempt, and these footsteps are going to be heard, and they have scanner control. So Meeks, I mean, they're playing really, really well right now. Ascendancy, sure, they had a strong start, but I mean, Meeks, they just flipped a switch, and they've gone aggro, and Ascendancy haven't found an answer yet. Minute left on the clock. Reality slowly creeping their way towards that scanner. And Fems is just playing the audio. And now, ooh, look at this. Reality over in the corner. Might be able to catch one player here. Oh, catches 1, catches 2. Reality now making it into a 1v1 situation. And Fems looking for the 4K here. So both players looking for the glory. 40 seconds left. And Fems just patiently waiting behind the angle. Oh, did Reality hear that footstep? Gun goes on the metal detector. Smoke gonna come in. Manages to grab the scanner. He knows where Fems is. Oh, he's checking that corner. 16-50. And Fems is just able to get it. Oh my goodness, I was so close. Oh my god. The 4K coming in from Fems. Well played. And I mean, what a beautiful attempt coming in from Reality on VR as well. Almost a 1 versus 3 clutch scenario there. 5-2. And Meeks inching closer to a game number 1 victory. And look at this. The 5-man stack coming in from Ascendancy. Now they want to play the aggressive. Random Arrows finds the spam. Fems also finds a kill there. Semtex manages to find Random Arrows, snaps over to the second one. It is chaos over on the B side here. Semtex finds another one onto a beta, and Fems crosses over to the site. They know he's on site. Fems picks up a double just like that, and this round has just gone so fast. 24 Gray now lurking over in the midsection there, and I believe here's the footsteps, so Notch is going to have to try to clear this one out. Minute 15 on the clock. Does he clear the mid angle, though? Oh, he manages to catch the timing somehow. 24 Gray still looking for the exit there, and the scanner has gone down. Notch now has an interesting opportunity. They can play in the defender spawn, unexpected to Meeks here, but a 1 versus 3, and as soon as his position is found, he's not going to have a lot of room to work with. Here's the first player coming up. Easy pre-fire for Notch there. Catches, oh, unfortunate for Notch there. Not able to get that kill as Infused Femboy able to pick up the kill there. And I mean, he was playing a tight head peek angle, so a bit of a disadvantageous situation, but able to clutch it out. And now we swap sides here. And there we go. 6-2. For our friends over on Meeks, and they're 3 rounds away from closing game number 1 here. And now let's see how they decide to play the offense. As we go into our second pistol round, it's looking like they're going for a fast slam on the B. We got Util coming in right away. And we're going to get with 24 Gray here, who's trying to entry here. They do get incendiaried off. Infused Femboy and Ferdy Moon getting a trade there, so a little bit of min open there, but again, And Bambuza actually able to pick up the kill onto Random Arrows, trying to see if they can find another one. But Fems and 24 Gray both picking up a lot of kills there. Danger finds the kill onto Fems, and now a 1 versus 2 clutch scenario, as that scanner's still yet to go down, but should be going down pretty shortly. And now the position exposed. Flashbang coming in. And that was a solid flash. And the double peek just like that. 24 Gray able to pick up a third kill just like that. 11 and 4 for 24 Gray right now. And as we get into what could be the penultimate round here, we're going to pull up that scoreboard for you folks here. 13 and 6 for Fems, 11 and 4 for 24 Gray, and then Semtex 10 and 7. And again, here comes the B-Slam. Ferdy trying to find the opening picks there. Unable to do so. The Incendiary goes down, but just for a moment, and 24 Gray again picking up that kill onto Semtex there, opening up the B side just a little bit, and that's going to force our rotation in. And Bambuza finds a nice headshot under Random Arrows. Fems finds a kill, but Ferdy Moon, immediate trade out. 24 Gray with the immediate trade out there. But Bambuza puts a stop to that, and he knows just like that. I mean, Meeks, they're just cleaning up. 8 rounds in a row, and we're on the what could be the final round here. Meeks have really warmed up, and they're looking to shut this one down early. And a bit of a split play coming in from Meeks this time around. Ferdy Moon just trying to find something here. And Fused Femboy actually able to find the first kill onto On the Danger. 24 Gray finds the kill onto Bambuza. Ferdy Moon gets the kill onto Fused Femboy. And that's going to stop the assault a little bit. But, I mean, with the split play coming in from Meeks here, Ascendancy have to question where the scanner actually is. I mean, look at this. Oh, Ferdy, does he hear the players pushing up? Finds one, but not able to find the second. And Random Arrows gets the kill onto Ferdy Moon there. And that's going to allow the free rotate over to B. And Reality on VR has an opportunity here. Don't know if he sees him on that tight angle, but B site is free real estate for Meeks as they look to close this one out. And that scanner's going to go down pretty shortly. And a nice angle coming in from 24 Gray. He could... Oh my goodness. The strats some of these players come up with, it's insane. Random Arrow is going to be finding Reality in VR, and what Semtex now in a 1 versus 3 situation to try to hold on for map number 1, but this is going to be tough here, and especially Random Arrow's going to be getting a little bit of attention here, but Semtex doesn't have that time to play around. 25 seconds left on the scan. He has to get to site, and that's going to take him at least another 5 to 10 seconds, and then has to try to kill all 3. Time is dwindling. Semtex needs to make it happen, but 24 Gray gonna be finishing out. And ladies and gentlemen, Meeks gonna be your game number 1 winners. And just like that, Meeks take Cliffside 9-2. And we're just awaiting for map number 2. But folks, again, make sure you stay tuned for the action, because let me tell you, we got a lot of it today. After this series of matches, we're going to be getting the winner of this match will be facing off against Acer EU for the EU VRML Season 3 Championship title. So make sure you stick around, folks. We are going to take just a brief ad break, and we'll be right back with you.
Prepare to start.
Baron left alive. Where is Baron? In the spawn. And somebody's
Spud in the bottom, going absolutely crazy, getting the 2K.
Alrighty, folks. We're back, because guess what? Map number 2, we're going to Suna. Suna, the ultimate showdown map, and Meeks looking to put a quick end to this one and have their shot at the grand finals. Let's make sure we got our teams right. We'll swap them. Oh, no, actually, we had them right. What am I thinking? Alrighty. So Ascendancy going to be starting over on the Rayab side. Meek starting over on the Colonist side. And we'll follow along with Abita here. Yuto coming out over on that B side early on. A lot of nade spam. And look at this quick catch and control coming in from Fems. Infused Femboy takes out Notch, and that's going to be cat control. Ferdy takes out one. And it's a battle in the smoke, but Random Arrow's just going to be winning that. And it is chaos on that B site. But that scanner's going to go right down. Semtex takes out Infused Femboy. And the flashbang comes right out. But unbeknownst to Semtex, number 8, Random Arrows is just right on that site. And Semtex trying to find some sort of pick here. And he's just going to get charged right away by Random Arrows. And number 1, Bambuza, going to be trying to find the pick here, but gives away his position. 18 seconds left on the retake. This is looking quite grim. Not headshot coming in, but 24 Gray puts a quick end to that. And Meek's going to be taking round number 1 of map number 2. Again, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this series of matches will be playing against Acer EU in the grand finals immediately after this. So don't go away after this match is over, because we got plenty more action coming at you. But anyways, round number 2 coming right in, and Meeks again going for that B site slam. And Ascendancy, they've adjusted a little bit. They've put 3 over towards the B site instead of just doing a 2-on-2 split here. Ooh, nade comes in. Semtex manages to find the kill onto Fems. And 24 Gray looking for some pick there. Abita manages to find Notch over in the back of sight. And we'll see if they're able to hold off, but Ferdy gets taken out as well, trying to navigate their way through the smokes here. Can he find this? Oh, the smoke is just barely blocking him off. Finds a one. Can he find another one? Abita has pushed the way up to Cat and has such a good position here. And Infused Femboy also on Cat as well, so Reality on VR gets taken out as they try to climb up the ladder. Semtex needs to find another pick here. Ooh, but Bambuza and Semtex find the kills, and now it's up to Infused Femboy in a 1 versus 2 situation. Knife gets thrown. And are they going to stick the defuse? Infused Femboy finds Bambuza. 10 seconds left on the defuse, and Semtex has to try to stick it. Can't find it, and Infused Femboy able to pick it off with just a sliver of HP to spare. Oh my goodness, what a clutch coming in from Infused Femboy. Meeks really showing that they are ready for the grand finals at this rate, but Ascendancy, will they have an answer? We'll find out, hopefully. But Meeks are just on a roll. I mean, initially lost 2 rounds in map number 1, then come back and win 9 in a row, and they're off to a strong start here. And a bit of a change up here. We do have a little bit of a split. Potentially some attention will be grabbed over towards the B site, while ultimately the scanner will go over towards the A site. Reality on VR, though, takes a little bit of space over in lower tons here. Semtex again finding that initial pick onto Abita. Random Arrows able to find the first pick onto Ferdy Moon. Infused Femboy finds Bambuza, and just like that, the defense has to be scrambling at this point. They're going to be rotating, but oh, look at this. Reality has such a good opportunity here. Here's another one. So they have to know that only 2 are on site at this point, but that A site, free real estate for Meeks. Going to be falling back a little bit. And the retake comes in. Random Arrows trying to rush to help the rest of their teammates defend a site here, and manages to find a bit of a timing. Could actually be a nuance from tunnels if they manage to almost successfully get this retake. Semtex finds Fems. Reality finds Infused Femboy, and gets a double onto Random Arrows there. Oh my goodness. Ascendancy find their first round on map number 2. with a beautiful 3 versus 3 retake. And ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Reality on VR. Actually going to get a little bit aggressive again over into that tunnels position. And is going to be hearing a lot of steps here. Come over towards the cat. And ooh, a nice nade. But Notch answers right back with a nade of their own. Trying to find some sort of pre-fire there. Ferdy finds 24 gray. But just like that, Random Arrows manages to find Ferdy. And Infused Femboy finds Reality on VR. And finds another one onto Notch. And now, what was looking like a decent round for both teams is looking like a great round for Meeks as they've put themselves into a 3 versus 1 with Bambuza on the retake. 40 seconds left. Has to decide whether they're going to go up cat or if they're going to go up all the way around long, which it's seeming like they're going to go long, but they're going to have to accelerate this retake a bit here. Random Arrow is going to be hiding behind the rocket here. 25 seconds. Time is dwindling yet again, so it's looking pretty unlikely for the retake here. Nade comes in, position exposed, and Bambusa finds one. 13 seconds left though, and Infused Femboy with a very tight angle, courtesy of the smoke, makes it a 3rd round for Meeks here. Meeks with a solid offense so far. They came to play today, and it's certainly showing in the gameplay. I mean, Ascendancy, sometimes they'll adapt, but I mean, ultimately, Meeks are just playing such a solid game today. You got to give them mad props. Abita looking for the frag here, and just like that, Semtex again with the vector kill over onto Abita. Gets that initial pick, but look at this. Nobody's on A. Meeks have such a good opportunity here to try to get over to A uncontested. I mean, the site is wide open. Flash comes in. Nades come in. And just like that, the Scanner's going to go right down, and Ascendancy have no idea what's going on. They've been duped. Ferdy picks up 24 gray, but look at this. 2 versus 5 for the site hold. And Infused Femboy's taking aggressive position, finds one. He's going to try to go for the second, but walks into 3 of them, and just like that, Fems now in a 1 versus 4, and the Cavalry's coming in. Flashbangs galore, even blinding the cameraman just like that, and Ferdy immediately gets a quick kill on the Fems, and just like that, Ascendancy picks up another round. A beautifully executed retake coming in from Ascendancy. They're showing that they've got a little bit of fight left in them too. Let's see if they can keep it going, but Meeks would just need this map to win, and if they win this map, they will move on to the grand final. So Ascendancy hoping to try to stop that. Round number 6 coming into play here, and it's looking like we could have a potential A slam here. That or a bit of a mid play. Meeks able to clear out lower. They know there's a player in mid, but unbeknownst to Reality on VR, there's multiple over in lower tons. And he's going to back right off. He's going to respect the space a little bit. And Infused Femboy with a nice one-tap, and oh my goodness, the nade from Random Arrows. That almost opens up the site, but Bambuza has their work cut out for them. And just like that, gets immediately peeked, and Ferdy able to pick up a beta, but is it too little too late? And Random Arrows with a nice triple kill there in the end. And Meeks, round number 4 on the board. They're slowly starting to extend their lead. Folks, again, be sure to stay tuned after this match, because the winner of this match will go right into the grand finals against Acer EU, and we'll be playing a best of 5. So you want to be sure to stay around for all of that action. And then later tonight, we have the NA bronze match and the finals. As I say that, the Reality gets caught right over in lower tons. Double mid smoke going right through. Fems picks up Ferdy. And just like that, again, Meeks with a triple kill for the opening. And Fems at 24 Gray, just instantaneous closure. And a clean round coming in from Meeks. They are 4 rounds away from a series victory here. You gotta wonder if Meeks are just out-aiming or if they're out-braining or a little bit of both. I mean, they're just playing such a solid game. You have to give them a lot of credit. And you gotta give credit to Ascendancy for, you know, the couple adaptations, couple really nice retakes coming in from it as well. But man, Meeks are just on a roll right now. No glaze, of course. Gotta keep the cast glaze free. And we do have an interesting double up over in mid. We'll see if this adaptation actually winds up working. Semtex manages to find the first pick onto Abita. And Reality on VR finds one. Fem's able to get a double, though, and completely opens up that mid. But, oh, look at this. Bambuza able to get Infused Femboy. And I believe sees the scanner there and may be calling for a rotate here. But number 6 has an awesome opportunity here to try to take a little bit of space. Catch the defenders over in the spawn. And... oh my goodness. Fems with the 3-pointer onto Bambuza. And now, oh, here we go. 24 Gray with 1. I believe he knows where the other one is. And now is an opportunity to rotate. But the scanner is all the way yonder, all the way on the other side of the map. 50 seconds left. It's going to take him at least 20 seconds. And he's going to go for the long rotate. So he's not going to have a lot of time to work with. But he'll have to commit over to A. Just playing his sweet time. Ferdy just trying to see what's going on here, but surely his teammates have called that the scanner is down over on the A site. 30 seconds left. 24 Gray, putting on the Nikes, running all the way over to the scanner. Doesn't have a lot of time to really work with, so needs to just immediately get that scanner down. And that nade's going to be heard. And so that's going to give Ferdy the audio cue. 15 seconds left. Getting pitch up on the cross, he does. And Ferdy clutching it up for Ascendancy, giving them their 3rd round with barely any HP to boot there. 5-3 at the end of the half. And Meeks in the lead. Just need 4 rounds. And so we'll see how Ascendancy go and play on their offense here. And it's looking like they're going to elect to go over towards the B site. And a pretty standard defense coming in from Meeks here. A little 2-1-2 defense. Here comes a lot of util. Random Arrow is going to be the first point of contact here to try to hold off this defense. Gets a headshot, but immediately gets traded out. Abita gets one, but also gets traded out. Gets caught with their pants down in a little bit as they try to reload. And 24 Gray huddled up in the corner. 3 versus 3 here. And are they going to elect to rotate here? Ascendancy know that the flank is currently about. And Semtex gets taken out. Reality on VR also killed there. Ferdy gets 1. And 24 Gray with a nice headshot onto Ferdy. 6 rounds for Meeks and only 3 rounds away from claiming at least 2nd place here. Ascendancy have to win this map and then win the next if they want their shot at the grand finals. So it's a bit of a long road, but they could very much make it happen is what I'm trying to say. It's early on a Sunday, folks, all right? But we're going to get into it. Round number 10. Some smokes come out and a bit of a split play here once again coming in. Fem's able to take out Bambuza. Ooh, a beautiful flash. Ferdy going to be seeing the sun there. But Fems gets tagged up a little bit, and the attention is generally over towards that B site. But Random Arrows going to be rotating over towards the A side, just in case something suspicious happens here over from Ascendancy. They're not totally sold on one side or another. Ferdy, able to get that pick. And has the smoke to actually be able to cross, but it falls a little bit short. But now it's up to Abita to try to hold on to sight here. And he puts his gun down just at the wrong time. But here's the problem. Now, number 8 has to try to cross with no smoke. But a little toss, and that scanner makes its way to the site. So Notch going to be able to hold that flank. And Random Arrow's already on the flank trying to make something happen here. Oh, he might have caught the outline of the player there. And 24 Gray gets tagged up. Or actually gets the kill on a Notch, but Random Arrows gets quite tagged up there. And 24 Gray gets taken out. And now Semtex is telling his team to hide just in case he goes down. 20 seconds left on the retake here. Random Arrows a sliver of health. And Semtex is just going to play the waiting game. And Random Arrows doesn't clear it. Semtex getting another round on the board for Ascendancy there. 4-6. And a little bit more of an even game. Meeks definitely still have the lead here. And they have a good lead. It's not just a one-round lead, but ultimately, Ascendancy playing a little bit better of a game this time around. They're adjusting to Meeks' plays, but again, they're being a little bit reactive, I'd have to say. I think if Ascendancy kind of caught on to what Meeks is doing a little bit more and was just played a little bit more proactive, then this might be a little bit different of a scoreline. But it's hard to predict the enemies here. That's for certain. 24 Gray going to be pre-firing the smoke here. A little bit of back and forth. Bamboozle just holding a tight angle. And Notch over by themselves with the scanner on the A site. 24 Gray does manage to find Ferdy there. Bamboozle is still trying to find the kill. Fems gets reality on VR, but it gets taken out by Bamboozle there. And they're just looking for some sort of a pick. 24 Gray does see the jumping head. Almost lands the nade. 58 seconds left. Ascendancy quite split. They're trying to keep the attention over on the B site, but at the same time, they need to be making a move on the A site. They need to be trying to get that space. 24 Gray does get taken out, so the attention generally over towards the B site. Random Arrows playing the standard head peek. I believe here's the player in lower tons. 30 seconds left, though. Abita going to be spotting the angle, but tries the nade. And look at that. They're going to try to take the site here. But Infused Femboy is ready. Notch gets taken out. Infused Femboy finds another. 15 seconds left. Oh my goodness, that nade coming right through. Infused Femboy just needs to try to hide here. 5 seconds. And Semtex needs to try to find the kill, but he's not going to be able to find it in time. And Infused Femboy giving a little friendly wave saying, hey, I'm hiding here. You could have checked me, but Meeks making it a 7th. And a little bit of a mind game there, too. Just 2 rounds left for Meeks to try to win here for them to move on to the grand finals. And again, a split play coming in from Ascendancy. And they're actually going to throw a little bit of util on A to try to make that happen. You know, try to get the attention over, but Abita gets taken out as they try to blind fire yet again. Fems takes some early cat control here. Is going to be looking over towards lower. Tosses a flash. Is not going to have any effect. Ferdy going to be rotating over. And we do have Random Arrows also on the support on mid. Ferdy, though, able to get Fems there. Random Arrows gets a nade, but also gets naded there. There we go. Couldn't follow Notch there for a sec. And now we have a 1-1 defense here. 24 Gray and Infused Femboy to try to hold off 4 Meeks here. And Ascendancy, they have grouped up. They're going to eventually go over towards the A site. And that's going to cue 24 Gray to maybe look over, see if they can get a pick while they're rotating. But it's not going to be there in time. And I'm sorry, that was Infused. I'm getting my numbers wrong. But 24 Gray gets taken out. And now it's Infused Femboy in a 1 versus 3 situation to try to retake this one. Has a grenade to work with. Going to be tossing it. It's going to land a little bit short. Clears out the corner, gets the first. Knows that generally there should be a player on this box based off that knife throw. Gets the second on a notch with the pre-fire. And now 1 versus 1. 15 seconds left on that retake though. Number 7 going to be making some foot, actually walking very quietly. And Infused, they managed to find it, but do they have the time? 5 seconds left. Do they have the time of the defuse? 2, 1. Unfortunately not. What was almost an insane 1 versus 3 attempt gets stopped by the clock itself. An Ascendancy make it the 5th round. Folks, if you haven't subscribed to the VRML network already, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more amazing action like this, and not just from VAIL, but from all the games that VRML supports. We got a lot of action going on as we have a lot of finals going on this weekend for plenty of games, so be sure to stay tuned for all the action and make sure you subscribe so that you never miss an upload, you never miss a live notification. But Ascendancy definitely playing a little bit better this time around. 5-7, they've kept the scoreline decently even. Abita just kind of circle strafing here, trying to see maybe if they can get some sort of a pick. Try to grab some sort of attention. They do hear Semtex, I believe. And Random Maris is going to come over for the support. Abita manages to find Reality on VR all the way over at top mid. And a flash coming in from Fems is going to catch Semtex out. Semtex manages to take Abita with them as well. And the scanner does get dropped as 24 Gray makes an aggro play on Notch. Bambuza finds Infused Femboy. And now is on a 1 versus 3 with like 5 HP or something like that. Smokes the cross, but Random Arrows already on the flank. Not able to connect the shots initially, but finally gets the shots. And Meeks are on match point to advance to the grand finals. They won map 1. Can they take map 2 in swift fashion? Ascendancy have their backs against the wall. Need to do everything in their power to try to make this happen, but this will be a tall order for them to win 4 rounds in a row. It's not undoable, but they've got their work cut out for them. Abita get a crossover. Going to do their blind fire angle thingy. 24 Gray picks up a quick double over on A long. Ferdy walks their way into the site. Ferdy makes it a second and fights the smoke. Can they make it a third? They saw the player. Trying to fight a head peek. Not the wisest thing. As they get cut up there. The scanner just makes its way across. Reality on VR, trying to get the shots there. Gets the headshot onto Abita, brings it back to a 2-2. Semtex gets the kill onto Infused Femboy. And now it's Fems to try to make something happen here. Reality gets taken out. Now 1 versus 1. And Fems knows generally where Semtex is and has the health advantage. Plenty of time to work on the clock. 15-8. No util. Semtex needs to try to figure out where Fems is peeking from. And generally knows and gets the kill. Fems able to clutch it up. And Meeks will be advancing on to the grand finals of the Season 3 of EU VAIL, ladies and gentlemen. Just like that. 9-5. The final score. And Meeks are your series winners. So we'll be catching them in just a sec here, folks. Oh my goodness. What a set of matches. 9-2 on Cliffside and 9-5 on Suna. We're going to clear this out, though, because in a short little bit, we will have Acer taking on Meeks. Congratulations to Ascendancy for taking 3rd place this season. Newer team, and they put in a lot of work to earn that top spot, so they will be getting that bronze medal over on the VRML site. And folks, again, we're going to take a short little ad break and a little intermission, but don't go anywhere because we have Acer taking on Meeks in just a little bit.
Prepare to
Only
start.
Baron left alive. Where is Baron? In the spawn. And somebody's
Go.
Spud in the bottom going absolutely crazy, getting the 2K.
Match point.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well this afternoon, this evening, or this morning if you're one of those Pacific Coast livers, I suppose. So, like I mentioned, Meeks, they just took down Ascendancy for the second place spot, and now they will have their chance to play against Acer EU and potentially see if they can take that first place, that championship star that is oh so coveted by many VR players around the globe. But we've got a best of 5 in front of us to make that determination. So the first team to win 3 maps will be crowned the Season 3 VAIL EU champion. So it's going to be one heck of a match. We just saw Meeks play, and they're taking their 10-15 minutes. They just played a best of 3. Now they go right into a best of 5. So it'll be interesting because I think they'll be pretty warmed up now. I'm actually kind of spectating Acer EU doing a little free-for-all warm-up, so they're getting warmed up as well. We're going to get into that action in a little bit, but we have a couple of housekeeping things to take care of. If you're not subscribed to the VRML network, what are you doing? Get subscribed right now so that you don't miss any action, as later tonight we've got the NA Bronze match and the NA Finals match coming at you, and I will be casting, and I might even bring a friend along with me. We'll see. But on top of that too, in July, we of course have VRML Con 2025 to mention, as that will be the event of the year for VR esports. And we've got Onward, Pavlov, VAIL, Reachers, and Orion Drift, which if you haven't checked out Orion Drift, oh my goodness, that's quite the game it seems. A lot of teams competing for that, so that will be, of course, in Phoenix, Arizona, over at Arizona State University over in their media center. It's a pretty sick venue, if I don't say so for myself, but it'll be quite the feat, and it'll be awesome seeing a lot of VR players out there. And make sure you get your tickets if you want to go out to it. It'll be an amazing event. Last year was amazing. I had a grand old time casting it, and hoping I get to do it again this year. And maybe I'll even play. Maybe. We'll have to see. But enough tooting my own horn. This is your all's show. So we've got Acer EU taking on Meeks, and everybody's getting into the lobby, and we'll see what map is first. But again, we got a best of 5 in front of us. So folks, strap in, grab your popcorn, and get ready for some action, because let me tell you, there's going to be plenty of it. We saw Meeks play just a moment ago, and they were on fire. I mean, Ascendancy, yeah, they played a good game. They had some really good, adjustments and really good retakes. We saw a lot of that, but Meeks, they were just consistently getting those opening frags. They were doing one stellar job just making things happen, and so we'll see if they are able to take it against Acer EU. We'll have a look into the stats, though, just real quick here. Last time Acer EU played against Meeks, they got clobbered. 27-9, Meeks won. And then before that, Acer EU won 27-14. And then the first match of the season was Acer EU versus Meeks, and that was 27-16. So, man. Interesting score lines. We'll have to see kind of what happens, but I'm going to give the teams the go-ahead, and we're going to get into the action in just a moment here, folks. All right, the word has been sent, and we're getting into game number 1. And what a game to start with, as we'll be starting over on Cliffside once again. So let's get over there. And let's get into it. Round number 1 over on Cliffside, and I did take a peek at the chat, and shout out to everybody that's over here today watching some VAIL EU action. We're gonna turn up our game audio just a little bit. I think that should be good. I'll keep an eye on it if it's too loud or too soft. But let's get right into it, shall we? And we do have Meeks over on the offense, making a quick getaway over towards the B site, trying to make things happen. And that has caused Acer to rotate right over. And we're going to be seeing Fems trying to get that opening pick, but Pan puts a stop to that. Random Arrows, though, able to get that refrag. 24 Gray also gets a frag. Pike getting a frag onto Abita. And just like that, Random Arrows going to be falling right back. Infused Femboy going to be hearing the footsteps here from number 2, Mott. Nice headshot onto him. And now it's Pike in a 1 versus 2 situation here. PL-14 in hand, no util in hand. Here comes a flash. He's going to turn away from that. Gets a headshot onto Random Arrows. Can he make it a second one? But no, he can't. Infuse Femboy able to get that first round onto Pike. And Meeks starting off with that pistol round win. Great stuff coming in from Meeks so far. But we'll see how they fare on the rifle round as we get into round number 2 here. And again, the B execute. Ready to happen here at a moment's notice. Little 2-3 split. Taz Gaming going to be finding a little bit of damage over onto Random Arrows. Flash comes out. A little bit of pre-fire, but Random Arrows finds the nade onto Taz, and that's going to open things up a little bit on the B side, but Pan puts a stop to that and gets the headshot onto 24 Gray. A little bit of pre-fire coming in. Pike getting the kill onto Fems. Abita finding the kill onto Pike. It's just back and forth. Pan finds another one. And now Random Arrows is trapped on site. Flashbang comes in, and just like that, John Yakuza with the pre-fire. The extended pre-fire for that matter. And Mott with a quick cleanup, and Acer EU answer right back with the first rifle round. 1-1 is the score. Let's have a quick look at our scoreboard here. 3-2 for Pike, 3-1 for Pan, and then Random Arrows 2-2, and Infused Femboy 2-1. The players got me to say Infused Femboy on an official cast. Love it. Anyways, Flash is coming into B. Smoke's coming into B. Taz gets immediately taken out with a nice double peek coming in from Fems and 24 Gray. Now Pike trying to hold things off. Gets one. Gets a second. Can he make it a third? Unfortunately not, as Abita able to finally get that trade. 3 versus 3. And look at this space that Pan has already taken. But, oh, this timing. Infused Femboy able to take out Pan. And now it's Mott in a 1 versus 3 situation. But look at the health combined between the 3 players. We're not even talking 50 HP. Abita, though, quickly ends Mott, and just like that, Meeks pick up their second round. Starting to try to take the lead, but Acer, they always seem to have an answer in these types of situations, and we'll see if they are able to in this case. Chat, I hope you're having a good time. I hope you're enjoying the action so far. Thank you to everybody that has shown up, taking your time out of your day to come watch some VR esports action. It's always a blast. And we're going to see an Acer adjustment here. I think the A in Acer stands for adjustment. Probably. We'll see. As we have 4 over on the B site. And look at that. Taz gets taken out. Ooh, 24 Gray with a nice double headshot there. But Mott, I believe, spots one of the players over on the A site. But that rotation is going to come in quick. Ooh, gets tagged up by a player over in mid. And that's going to force them to back off a little bit. And that's going to give the space over to Meeks here as they look to get that scanner officially planted. And now, ooh, Mott finds Random Arrows. Can he find the second? No, he can't. Fems able to get that refrag. John Yakuza gets laid out there. And now Pike in a 1 versus 4 situation. It's going to be making footsteps, and Abita is going to be that first contact. But Infused Femboy going to be holding the angle, and Pike gets taken out. Meeks extending their lead 3-1. Meeks having a strong start so far. 2-round lead. Could easily be recovered by Acer, though. It's not over until it is over. And again, just a little bit of a split play here. They do see the crossover towards that B site. 24 Gray just going to come barreling into sight. Pike gets taken out. 24 Gray gets one. Can't get the flick around, though, and Taz takes him out. And that's going to force a little bit of a rotation. Oh, but number 0 Fems gets a shot onto Mott there, and that's going to force Mott to come back over to the A site. Random Arrow's able to get the kill. And now a 2-on-4 versus Acer, but Mott's attention is over towards the A site as he was shot in the back on that rotate. But that's going to allow Infused Femboy here to rotate all the way back over. Long range shots coming in. Infused Femboy drops his gun. It's okay. We didn't see anything, folks. You didn't get caught on cast dropping your gun like that. No, nothing to see here at all. Come on, you can plant the scanner. I believe in you. All right, here we go. Retake situation. And before I can even swap to John Yakuza, that retake is over. And a almost clean round coming in from Meeks. 4-1 for them on the board. And they came into play. They want this first place, but it's a long road for both of these teams as they have to win 3 maps out of a possible 5 in total. So, strap in, folks. We're going to be here for some time. Ooh, Fem's getting tagged up. Same thing with 24 Gray. Failed flashbang coming through. Fems gets taken out right away. 24 Gray gets Pan, but not before Pan takes out Random Arrows. And look at this space that Mod has taken right now. They know it's B. They know that they can't even rotate either. John Yakuza takes out one, takes out a second, and now, just like that, the push is stopped, and Acer finally have found an answer as they find their second round. We'll see if Acer are able to continue their venture back into the lead, but no tags across, no information really given. And Meek's just continually going for this B slam. I mean, they've made it work. They get that initial pick onto Taz. Pike trying to see if they can find anything. Finds one. They know he's at the back of sight. They need to get that scanner down. Scanner does go down. Random Arrows gets the kill, or gets taken out by Pike. Pan gets taken out as well. John Yakuza in the site, but trades out. And now, all of a sudden, it's a 1 versus 1 situation. And Infused Femboy looking for that cross. Mott making their way to site. 25 seconds. Still has plenty of time to work with here. Ooh, finds a shot, but not able to make it the headshot. And is going to try to defuse the scanner, and has that time. Flash to come into delay. 12 seconds left. Only has 5 seconds to get this kill. Not able to get the kill. Infused Fanboy gets a swing. Not able to get the pick, but Mott not going to be able to get the defuse on here. Does not have enough time. And Meeks able to pick up their 5th round just like that. A very nice clutch attempt coming in from Mott, but unfortunately too much time burned. Doing some knife tricks over here. I see you. I see you. All the viewers that are watching the stream see you. Good looks. Alrighty. Now a bit of a split play again coming in from Meeks here as they're taking a nice and slow approach. They might even catch number 2, Mott here, trying to see if he can... Oh, and just like that, he catches the aggression. And I believe may have even saw Scanner. Not sure, though. And Acer are going to be forced to at least show some presence over in mid, maybe a little bit of presence over towards A. We do have John Yakuza kind of holding on to mid, but he's going to be getting the 1, gets traded out though by Fems, and that's going to allow Meeks to get right onto the site. Minute 18 on the clock. 3 versus 4 retake. Pan, ooh, hold on. Pike and Pan both find picks there. And now they have to hold on. Random Arrow is able to find 1. Pan able to find 1. And Random Arrows gets shot in the side. And a very nice retake coming in from Acer. As they're going to be able to pick up their 3rd round. Even seeing a little bit of a thumbs up from Pan there as he goes for the scanner. And that is the last round of the first half. So we will be swapping sides now. Meeks over on the defense. And Acer EU over on the offense. Alright, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. And Acer doing the Acer slam, as they're gonna go right into that A site. Fem's gonna go for the flash and the frag. It's over in the corner. Overextends a little bit, and Pan is gonna be able to capitalize on the opportunity. 24 Gray gets the pick onto Pan. Abita finds Mott, and just like that, Meeks, they find their 6th round, and they find the 2nd pistol round as well. So they only need 3 more rounds to win game number 1 here, folks. Roop. I don't like that I can see my cursor. You don't see anything, I promise. Alright, let's get back into it. 6-3. And Meeks have a pretty good lead here. But again, that can all change in an instant. Now we do see Pan actually going for an A play here, and Acer going for a bit of a split play. So we do have 4 Meeks members over on the B site, so the bait could be taken here. We do see Taz actually taking nice control of mid, and it's only Fems to really try to do anything here. The incendiary goes down, but he's going to give away his position as a result. And is he going to be able to cross? He's burning. Look at the health, or the lack thereof. Thought he was going to get that knife throw, but Pan able to take out Fems. Ooh, nice headshot coming in from random arrows. But he gets found, and now it's 24 Gray. Low health in a 1 versus 3 situation, and that's going to allow that scanner to rotate all the way back to B. Pan taking his sweet little time here. And 24 Gray has a tall order. Oh, but he's going to get swung on just like that, and Taz able to take him out. Acer pick up the first rifle round, similar to last half. We'll see if they are able to make that comeback. 6-4, though. Meeks still very much into the lead. Shots ringing on over towards mid. Acer making their presence known over towards the A site. But that scanner, again, going towards B. Abita finds the first pick out of Taz. It's going to stop that A aggression a little bit. Infused Femboy, though, going to be hearing these players. Going to be throwing a nade, so that's going to... It's going to make it so that his position is given away, but Mott able to get the kill and is able to get off... Is not able to get off site. And the defuse just going to come in quickly. And Random Arrows just needs to stick it. Does he have the time to do it? Just a couple seconds left. And Pike unable to get it. He just surrendered. Oh my goodness. He just surrendered. He's like, nope, I'm not winning this. So, Meeks, 7 rounds on the board. 2 rounds away from a map number 1 victory, and Acer EU have to lock in and try to find an answer to all this action. Meeks are putting in one heck of a game. And look at that, 24 Gray with the initial pick onto Pan. Scanner dropped. Ooh, just a little bit more left. But 24 Gray gets taken out, and the Acer swarm comes in onto the A site. 3 picks. Random Arrows manages to find a random headshot. And another one through the smoke as well. Bringing it back to a 2-on-2. This sort of... I don't want to say luck, but maybe the prayer answered there for at least a chance at this retake. We do have Infused Femboy coming right in. But Mott gonna be able to answer with a kill of their own. And Pike gets the trade with the pistol, and Acer, again, they answer right back. 5-7. Meeks just, again, 2 rounds away from securing game number 1 and putting a little bit of pressure on Acer, but Acer at the same time putting pressure on Meeks as they close in that lead. Again, Acer EU 11-1 for their record. Ooh, a little bit of damage onto Pike there as we hear that little audio cue there. Smoke's going to come out, but there's going to be a gap allowing Pike to walk right through. And look at this, just a complete swarm. 24 Gray gets taken out initially. Random arrows with a nice nade onto Pan. That's going to at least get the the planter off. Fems finds a kill onto Mott. And now that brings it into a 4 versus 3 retake here. Flash is going to come right in. And John Yakuza capitalizes on that opportunity. Fem's going to be blocked off by a smoke. Now Pike has to try to hold on here. Gets a 1, gets a 2nd, just like that. And now they know Fems is behind them. 1 versus 2. 15 seconds left on the clock. Fems sees... Oh my god, it's so tense. And Pike with the instant drop shot there onto Fems. And Acer, they're closing that lead. They're looking to take it right from Meeks. Just a 1-round difference at this point. All right. Oop. There we go. Alrighty. We're back, and we see Acer once again just going over towards that B site. And again, this time we have 3 Meeks players over on the B or on the A site, and it's gonna be tough because I mean that scanner's already going down on B. Abita finds the first initial pick. Random Arrows finds the kill onto John Yakuza and finds the 1 onto Pan. But Pike finds the kill onto Random Arrows. They know one's short and they know one's over towards mid. Fems gets that refrag, and now it's Pike in a 1 versus 2 situation. Flashbang coming through. Needs to try to make things happen, and 24 Gray shuts it down, bringing Meeks onto that match point. Just 1 more round away from a map number 1 victory. And a very nice retake coming in for Meeks. Acer, their backs against the wall for this match. One more round stands in the way of between Meeks and a round number 1 victory. And we have a long ways to go because we're playing a best of 5 here, folks. So, you know, whoever wins map number 1, they would just have to win 2 more maps, which could take a little bit. So again, strap in. Stick around for a bit. Mott going to be going over towards A long here, trying to get some early information. Not going to be necessarily exposing themselves or anything to the site, but Pan actually going to be trying to see if they can find any information that they possibly can. Smoke going to be going over towards that mid connector. Flash going to be coming right in, but they could be walking into a crossfire here. Nade comes in. Flashbangs come in. Infused and 24 Gray Fund kills. Infused finds another one and a 3rd. And now all of a sudden, just like that, Meeks are going to be your game number 1 winners. We've got a few more matches here, folks, so congrats to Meeks for the game number 1 victory. Alrighty, folks, we are going to take a short ad break, but Meeks are up for game number 1, so we'll be right back with you in just a moment.
Prepare to
Only
start.
Baron left alive. Where is Baron? In the spawn. And somebody
Go.
Spud in the bottom going absolutely crazy, getting the 2-way.
Match point.
folks, we're getting into game number 2, and that, of course, is going to be Miru. A fan favorite map, and one of the original maps of VAIL from way back in the day. Miru finally getting an artifact version of the map pretty recently. And we're going to see Acer EU over on that offense side first off, and Meeks starting over on the defense. So we'll see how they decide to play it, but it's looking like we're going to be seeing the Acer slam over onto the B site. Let's get right into it, folks. Game number 2 starting on Miru. We have a beta thrown in an early flashbang. Oh, there's a nade. Ooh, doesn't do any damage though, interestingly enough. Fems gets the first kill on the John Yakuza. 24 Gray picking up Mott there. Taz trying to see if they can make things happen. Pike actually finding the first kill on the Fems for Acer. And now that defense slowly weathering down. Abita going for an interesting play there. Not sure what that was about. Ooh, nice headshot coming in from Pike. And all of a sudden, the advantage has swapped from Meeks over to Acer. So that grenade going to be going down. Random Arrows does find the kill on the Pan. Now a 2 versus 2 retake. They could use this smoke potentially. Random Arrows finds another one. Can he make it a third? 1 versus 2. Taz now brings it back to a 1 versus 1, but is a single body shot away from death. And 24 Gray has plenty of time to work with here. He's going to tuck up. And 24 Gray going to be clutching it out. Has plenty of time on the defuse. And Meeks going to be taking round number 1. Let me turn you up a little bit. All right. There we go. All righty. Round number 1, of course, going over to Meeks. Now, historically, Miru, from my understanding, has always been a defender-sided map, so we'll see how many rounds Meeks wind up taking, but, you know, it could be decently lopsided. We'll see. That, or maybe we'll be surprised yet again. 24 going to be holding over towards mid, gets smoked off, and Acer doing a bit of a split play. They're really a fan of these fakes, I have to say. You know, splitting it, little 2-3 split here. Random Arrows does find that first initial pick. And Infused Femboy actually able to take out Mott there, and so that's going to stop that push for right now at least. And Random Arrows is going to try to get into an advanced position, I should say, as he gets quickly cut down by Pike there. Nade's going to come out. Oh my goodness, what a nade on the 24 Gray. Infused Fanboy finds the 1, and that's going to force the rotate over. And they got to run. But Taz is going to be holding the tight angle. Skander's going to go right on down. A little bit of pre-fire, a little bit of a flash. May have blinded the cameraman there a little bit more than the player, but it's all good. But Taz swings out, and Infused Fanboy goes right on down. And Acer, again, answering back with a round of their own. Well played from them. They just really open up that defense, and Meek's getting a little bit risky there with trying to take some advanced positioning and whatnot, and it ultimately cost him that round. But Scanner, this time around, maybe leaning over towards A, and we actually see a 4-1 split this time around. Nade going to come through. Not going to connect towards anybody. We do see Fems actually taking a bit of an advanced position here over in the corner. Has a real opportunity to get the... Ooh, still gets the flick up and the pre-fire onto Mott, and that's going to be the Scanner down. And just like that, this Acer offense getting immediately cut down, and Random Arrows finds John Yakuza in the smoke. And now it's Pike in a 1 versus 4 situation, just playing the footsteps. And Abita with a quick drop shot. Meeks fighting their next round. Folks, again, if you haven't subscribed to the VRML network, what are you doing? You should subscribe now if you haven't already. If you are subscribed, thank you. But nevertheless, if you don't want to miss any of the action, because believe me, there's a lot of action going on these next few weeks, and especially next month too. You should be sure to subscribe to the VRML network so that you can make sure that you get all the action. Bams with a nice triple. Blink and you will miss it. Mott gets infused femboy there. Mott finds another one, so hopefully a triple kill not to waste there for Fems, but still a 3 versus 2. Meeks still has the advantage here. Util coming out over on the B site. And again, just a lot of util spam around the map. Trying to get Meeks a little, maybe agitated here. Trying to see maybe if a rotate is coming through, but Abita dangerously close to Pan here. But Pan also looking the wrong way completely. Oh my goodness. The cloth unfortunately cost Abita their life as they were seen before they could even peek the corner and clear it. 2 versus 2. 40 seconds left. Pan gonna elect to rotate. Mott taking a fair bit of damage. And 24 Gray reading this perfectly. He's gonna go over for that rotate, try to stop the scan from going down. Mott gets random arrows, and he's gonna take... He was gonna take the long road. 24 Gray though gets Pan. Knows the other players on the other side. He's gonna go straight for the defuse. And needs to try to hold on to this. And he's gonna go for the pre-fire. He wins the round just barely. Oh, that was within the matter of milliseconds. That had to be. Certainly. "24 Gray played that so perfectly, yet just was a second off. I think if he didn't hesitate and try to rotate around the back and just went straight for the play, he could have very easily had that. Mott was so far off the site that it would have not been good for them, but we do see a little bit of aggression coming in from Meeks this time around. And a nice nade coming in from Random Arrows. They've been on point with their utility today, I have to say. And Fem's going to get immediately peeked as they just try to hold on to an angle. Can't do that in this game. It's not intuitive. Nade comes out. Infused Femboy takes out Mott. And again, Acer leaning over towards B, but... Ooh. An interesting pick found onto 24 Gray there. And that's going to split up the defense just a little bit. Now, Infused Femboy is in a good position if this rotate does happen, but again, could very easily get spotted out here. Minute left on the clock, give or take. And Acer's still looking to go over towards B. Abita finds one, and Pan gets shot in the back. Pike going to be falling back, and his position called out. But Abita deciding to double back for whichever reason instead of committing. I mean, if you're going to go for the 1v1, you might as well go for it. That could have cost his team the round there. But now we have the Infused Femboy slowly creeping up on the back of sight. Scanner does go down. Pike going to take some advanced positioning here. And it's a game of cat and mouse. Who's going to find who first? Pike's going to tuck up in the corner. He's going to be exposed to two different angles, so he's playing a bit of a 50-50 here. Oh my goodness, is Pike going to peek out, or is he just going to kind of hold on to it? 15 seconds left. Oh, and he checks the corner. Infused Femboy going to be able to clutch it with time to spare. So Meeks picking up their third round just like that. You could cut the tension in the air with a knife. You had to wonder whether the last Acer player was going to eventually peak, eventually going to go for it, but they just tucked up, played the 50-50, and unfortunately it did not work out in their case. But 3-2 is the score, and Meeks once again take that lead. And we'll see if Acer are able to answer right back. They've been doing pretty good at that, I will say. As, of course, you know, they are the first place team. Got to give them that credit, of course. 24 Gray on an interesting peak. Not going to be able to see. Oh, Does he see that back player? He might. Or he might actually be blocked off by that wall. Smoke goes off in mid. It's going to give 24 Gray some information there. And again, Acer looking to go all the way over towards B. And then you have Mott here who's just holding the push. Oh my goodness. We said Random Arrows was on point with their util today, and they're not disappointing. And Pan pulls a little Stewie 2K, just the smoke criminal, just goes right through, and Meek's not able to answer with the pick onto him. And now we have a retake situation. Fem's trying to make something happen here, but Pike answers with a headshot of their own. Infused Femboy now in a clutch situation again. Oh my god, we're whipping out the pistol now. This man is feeling himself. And the nade goes into the corner. 24 Gray gets taken out, and man, what an answer back from Acer on that one. I mean, if you're feeling yourself enough to push through a smoke, get a double kill, and then just go for the one tap with a pistol, I mean, that man is feeling some kind of dope. Let's be real for a second here. Nice work from Pan in that round, picking up a wonderful 3K. And again, Acer just doing a pretty solid job on this offense. Meeks have to get a couple more rounds to make this comfortable if they want to take this second map here, but... And look at this. I mean, 4 players from Meeks over towards the B site and leaving a lone soldier over on the A site. Back corner gets cleared out. They're just clearing out everything with util. Random Arrows finds the first onto Taz. And here comes the rotate. They're gonna rotate right through mid. And they're gonna Acer are gonna prevent Meeks from peeking. Pan finds 24 Gray. Fems finds 1, but unbeknownst to him, there's another player right behind him. Random Arrows takes out Pikes, but John catches the timing there, and that Scanner's gonna go down. And now, once again, a 2 versus 2 retake here. And Pan in the corner again. And swings and is rewarded. Now 1 versus 2. And John Yakuza gets the kill on the Femboy, and just like that, Acer, for the first time in the series, have the lead on a map. Once again, we're seeing Acer kind of do this default 3 over towards B, clearing out with util. 1 person holds back for the A push. 1 person over towards mid. But hey, you know what? If it's not broken, don't try to fix it. But Acer doing a really good job of clearing out the site with util. Fem's able to get that first kill onto Pike. Pan gets the refrag though. And number 3 going to be exposed, but a bit of a bait as a beta able to get that kill onto John Yakuza. And just pre-fire going back and forth and back and forth, and damage just being exchanged. But Meeks, once again, they have the round advantage. They're the man advantage here. But Pan going to try to take some space. 24 Gray going to deny that. Here comes a nade. It's going to fall a little bit short. And 24 Gray almost caught that one. But now Acer, they don't really have any util to work with. And they're going to go right back towards B. Ooh. Mott going to get the trade out, but not before losing his teammate. And now in a tricky 1 versus 3 situation with 30 seconds left on the clock. And just gets immediately swung out. And Random Arrow is going to be getting that pick. And we have an even half here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to swap our teams, and now Meeks going to get their chance at the offense here. So we'll see if this Acer defense is super strong, or if Meeks have an answer on this offense. And a 5-man slam over towards the A site is what appears to be the choice of execution. Look at that. Nades flying, util flying, just everything. Random Arrow's gonna disrespect the smoke. Fems gets John Yakuza there. And there's just so much going on. The swarm of pistols coming in. Pike finds one. And all of a sudden now it's a 2-on-2. Pan finds the kill into 24 Gray, and now Random Arrow's in a 1 versus 1. Random Arrow's not able to land a shot. And again, the 1 versus 1. Who's going to find who first? Pan able to get the kill. You thought it would have been a headshot, but Pan, a sigh of relief comes out from him as he's able to get that clutch. And Acer EU takes the lead. Pan does a little wave for the folks at home. But again, if you're watching, I appreciate you stopping by, and don't go anywhere anytime soon, because we got more action later tonight at 6 o'clock Eastern time for our NA bronze match and then our NA finals. So a lot of VAIL action today. You won't want to miss it, I can guarantee you that. A little bit of pre-fire coming in from 24 Gray. I feel like it's a what is it? The oh my god, what a knife throw. I'm actually like, I'm so glad I caught that. That's insane coming in from Pan. And very unfortunate if you're a beta, just getting the knife to the face, but you love to see it happen, especially on the final stage. Mott finds a kill on the infused femboy. Gonna be opening some space up a little bit over on that A site. Gonna be attracting the attention of Acer's defense over towards that A site, but now the rotation coming in, but even before that can happen, Pan immediately getting the trade out, and Acer extending their lead. They do not want to lose this one, and Meeks have to find an answer on the offense, especially with a map that is difficult to play offense, I'd have to say. Smoke's going to go down in mid. We're going to block the vision of Acer, and that's going to allow Meeks here to try to get up a little bit. Nade coming in. Fems gets very much damage. Pan going for the smoke play, but gets naded out in the process. .24 Gray finds the timing. Finds one. Pike finds Fems though. Ooh. Bit of an interesting peek. Tries to make it happen, and now a 3 versus 3 retake for Acer to try to pull off. And John Yakuza is going to go right on in. .24 Gray finds a headshot though. Random Arrows finds another one. And now all of a sudden it's Mott to try to make things happen. Brings it back to 1 versus 2, but .24 Gray is low. This is doable for Mott, but he's got a bit of an order as he needs to try to find both players here. He's going to go for the scanner defuse to try to fake out the sound, but .24 Gray with an insane, I believe either 3K or 4K. I believe that might have been a 4K, if not even an ace. But we'll have a look at our scoreboard. Pan 15 and 6. Random Arrows 13 and 9, .24 Gray 10 and 7, and then Pike 12 and 9. So some strong players on both teams, that's for darn sure. But nevertheless, Meeks find a round of their own on the offense, and they're looking to continue that streak and tie up the game once again. Nice smokes coming in. That's going to allow .24 Gray to take some space here, but unbeknownst to him, there's a player right around the corner. Now look at this position that .24 Gray's got himself into. Finds one, but Pike gets the nade back onto him. And now a 4 versus 3 situation for Meeks. Now 4 versus 2 as Fems finds a kill. And the rotate coming in, but Johnny Accuser is going to hear all these footsteps over in mid. Pike tries to take more with him, but only manages to pick up one in the process. And now John Yakuza still patiently waiting for the rotate, but that rotate's not going to happen as they double back over towards the B site. And now he's forced into a 1 versus 3 situation here. Has a flashbang to work with. He's going to decide to use it over on the right side of the site. and gets pre-fired just in the process. Fem's taking out John. And 6-6, Meeks have tied it up once again. Their offense looking strong right now. Ben's going to be lurking over in underpass here. And Meek's going for more of a split play this time around. Abita manages to catch Pan off guard. It's going to be a good opening pick for Meeks that they can easily capitalize off of. And now Scanner going to be rotating through. But again, Fem's just taking all this space here. Could easily catch Mott off guard if he's unaware. Pike gets taken out, but not before taking 24 Gray with him. Infused finds John Yakuza. Taz goes down as well, and now all of a sudden Mott, who's on the rotate, has to rotate back. Will he catch this timing, though? It might just barely. But before he can even get an answer, he gets taken out by random arrows, and Meeks have taken the lead again. Maybe I was misinformed. Maybe both teams have finally figured out T side, because I do remember this being a very offensive sided map, but you know, or defensive sided, excuse me. But you know, now it seems like both teams have got a solid lock on that offense, which is great to see that meta evolving and whatnot. But even then, I mean, Meek's just doing a really good job of getting Acer scared on the defense. You know, getting them panicking a little bit. What side are they going to take? And their rotations are, you know, a bit messed up as a result of that. Random Arrow's just going for a bit of pre-fire here, trying to see if he can maybe get a little bit of a tag somewhere. Nade comes in. Gonna be wasted, though. Now, a little bit of util on both ends. Acer having a little bit more util to work with, but not going to be able to really make use of that just yet. Minute left on the clock. Taz still hiding in the corner. Actually gets a pick onto random arrows. So Acer for the first time getting that initial pick, but hand goes flying off camera. Taz finds another one. And the Acer defense is over towards B, but in reality, Scanner going over towards A, but their position has been exposed. Taz gets taken out by 24 Gray. Infused finds Mott. And now John Yakuza to watch the cross. Pike finds the lurk over onto the B site. John Yakuza. Ooh, double coming out from John Yakuza. He says, no, you're not going to swing on me like that. And Acer once again have tied it up 7-7. We have a much closer game here. This really could be anybody's. And 24 Gray looking for the very long range engagement down mid here. Going for a bit of pre-fire. John Yakuza trying to see if they can hear any footsteps over mid, but they're going to back off. And Acer, excuse me, leaning over towards that B site in terms of defense. But I mean, Mott with very, very advanced positioning here. He could even go all the way through underpass, and I think he's going to take that opportunity. Now, the question is, will Fems hear Mott at all? Oh, Fems could easily get caught off here. And he does. Mott able to get the pick and is going to be able to see the scanner. And he's going to stick around for seconds. Minute 5 on the clock. .24 Gray looking for the shots. But unbeknownst to him, the cavalry has arrived. And gets immediately cut down. And a knife throw to come in, but Pike with a double, and Acer on match point for game number 2. If they win this one, we at least guarantee a game number 4 here. But if Meeks win this one, then we go to overtime. Here we go, folks. What could be the final round of map number 2 with Acer in the lead, trying to win it out. And in comes the B-Slam. Look at this again. 24 Gray just getting up in their faces. Goes for a bit of an overextension, and unfortunately he's not able to get that. And Taz gets a second, makes it a third. And that offense is completely falling apart. Taz looking for more. He's looking to go all the way. An ace on the final round would be quite a statement in game number 2. Gets himself into the corner. But Random Arrows finds him through the wall, but Pan able to get the refrag. And now Fems in a 1 versus 4 with the ACP-9 of all weapons. As he slowly raises it. And his gun hits the wall, and Pike capitalizes on the audio cue. And Acer able to take map number 2. Just like that, Acer answer back with a map of their own. And we're going to be getting into game number 3 shortly, but first, a word from our lovely, lovely sponsors. We'll catch you in a sec.
Prepare to
Only
start.
Baron left alive. Where is Baron? In the spawn. And somebody
Go.
Spud in the bottom going absolutely crazy, getting the 2K.
Match point. Prepare to
Only
start.
Baron left alive. Where is Baron? In the spawn. Can somebody
Go.
Spud in the bottom going absolutely crazy.
Alrighty, folks, we are back. 1-1 is the score line right now for our teams. Acer just taking that last map, 9-7. And it's looking like our next map is going to be Suna. So I'm very interested to see how that one winds up being, but you know, we played Cliffside, we played Miru, we played Suna. That means if, you know, when we do go to the fourth map, that last map will be Kitty. And then map 5, if we do go to a map 5, will be any of the maps. It's up to whichever team gets to pick it, but for right now, we're going to do a nice little showdown on Suna, and we'll see how that one goes. But again, folks, if you're not subscribed to the VRML network, you should go and subscribe so that you don't miss any of the action. We've got the NA bronze match and NA finals tonight. And then on top of that, we'll have VRML Con in June being hosted over in sunny, oh so sunny Phoenix, Arizona. And all of your favorite VR games are going to be featured there. We've got Onward. We've got Pavlov. We've got VAIL, which you're watching right now. We've got Breachers. And we got Orion Drift. So it's going to be an action-packed weekend, and you won't want to miss it. But either way, we are getting into map number 3. And that map, of course, again, is going to be Suna, so let's get into it. Suna. Probably of all the maps in VAIL, I'd have to say Suna is probably my favorite. It's a classic showdown map. It's an aimer's paradise. Good, healthy mix of long range and short range angles. And it just flows pretty nice too, so we're going to see Acer actually trying to block off the sightline and deny some early mid control. Excuse me. And then we have a bit of pre-fire through the smoke, but no damage could be found either way. And Abita gonna get peeked here. Oh, but 24 Gray with the saving headshot there. And now we've got 3 Acer players over on the site. Taz finds 24 Gray. Taz finding another, and just like that, Infuse finds one. Now it's to try to find 3 more. There's a minute 13 of the clock. Baits out the nade. And now it's going to try to isolate John here. Scanner's still dropped over in the cross. Probably one of the worst spots that it could be dropped in. But Infuse actually does have a flashbang to work with. But Taz going to be able to get him. And Acer taking round number 1. So either team would have to win either team would have to win this map, and then the team that wins that has to win the next one. But if we go back and forth, we might have a game 5. And I mean, game 5, it'd be nice. I think what a way to do a finals if you play all 5 games, but nevertheless, we see Payne getting a little bit aggressive here. Trying to see maybe if he can make something happen. Pam finds one. Can he find the second? No, Abita comes right through the smoke. Gets him while he's looking the other way. Flash gonna go down. Smoke goes out, but there's a bit of a gap. Pike finds Infused Femboy. Grenade gonna come out. Pike finds another one. Abita just really trying to hold on to this angle. But still gets swung by Mott and gets taken out. And now it's 24 Gray in the 1 versus 4 situation. Gets caught looking the wrong way for just a second. And Pike with a nice 3K over on Catwalk. And Acer picking up their second round just like that. 2-0. Acer off with a strong lead. Winning the first pistol round and that first rifle round. Flashbang to come over B long. Nade goes out, but no damage done, and a smoke misses. Was going to try to catch the crosshair, but unfortunately does not make it far enough. Mod finds the first kill onto a beta there. He's going to be able to fall right back. Throws a smoke down. And again, this offense very split up. 24 Gray able to find Taz. John Yakuza finds one. And Fems makes a step here, alerting John to Fems' position. And he just lines up that quick headshot. And 24 Gray tries to get the headshot, but Pan answers with one of his own. And tries to catch his teammate's knife there, but not able to do it. But Acer, they are able to take that third round. Meeks have not gotten a single round onto the board just yet, but maybe that'll change. We'll see, but again, Meeks just played a bronze match right before this, so you got fatigue is eventually going to start playing in. This is the 5th map that they've now played today. We'll do a little aerial overhead here. Pre-fire comes right through. Flashbangs galore. Pan gets a beta there. But Fems able to get a kill of their own. Pan making it a second. But gets ultimately taken out. And we do have a player over on that catwalk. Pike trying to make something happen, but gets a little bit of damage. Fems, though, catches Mott in that confusion. And now a 2 versus 3 retake for Acer. And this may be the point that Meeks are able to get. But again, all of them are under 50% HP. And if Pike is able to find this flank, this could be huge. Pike needs to get up there as all the attention is over on John Yakuza there. He does take one with him. Pike finds one. And now this would be his opportunity to cross here. 15 seconds left on the clock. Needs 7 to try to defuse here. 10 seconds. Gets the kill. Does he have the time? Oh, this is going to be close. 5, 3, 2, 1. He just barely gets to the defuse. Pike with the 1 versus 2 clutch there. Acer picking up their 4th round. An insane play coming out from Pike. 6 and 1 on the board for him already. And that's what you can expect to see in these finals. It's the matter of milliseconds that can make or break a round. And if the Meeks player had just waited another half a second to make footsteps and catch Pike's attention there, probably wouldn't have had the defuse. But nevertheless, coulda, woulda, shoulda. The B-slam coming in for Meeks here. Infused Femboy finds that opening pick over in mid. A lot of shots ringing around, but a lot of shots not hitting. Fem's just trying to hold the angle there, but Taz finds the kill of his own. Pike finds one on the tight angle. And now the consideration of a rotate is coming in, as we do see Meeks fully backing off. But Pike might be wary of this at this point, as he might be hearing these footsteps pretty soon. Random Arrow's actually going to look to regroup back over towards the B site. Or at least it's just holding for any potential aggressive push here. We do have John Yakuza anchoring over on the A site. And Pike is going to hear these footsteps at least, so that might bait him out. Abita finds Mod over on the site, and now it's up to Pike to try to stop this. Smoke goes out. He's taking his space.
30 seconds remaining.
Pike just needs to play this patiently. He's called out to John. But Pike actually not reading this just yet. 15 seconds left. If he could stop that. Oh my goodness, what an opportunity it is. John lines up both. And that's going to be that. Abita is so far off site and is probably going to get taken out anyways. There it is. Acer, they recover the round 5-0 on map number 3. A bit of a blunder there from Meeks as they line up on the scanner. They didn't take the time to fully check back quad. And unfortunately, they pay the price. We'll see if they are able to get around on the board here, but Acer played a very solid game so far on their defense. And the space from Pan. Mott finds random arrows. 24 gray and Abita open up the site at least. They take the players off. Oh, Pike with a double, and then Pan with the flank. Just like that. And Acer, 6 rounds on the board. And not a single one up for Meeks right now. Six and 0 is the score. And Acer playing a very solid game right now. The B slam doesn't work out. At this point, what do you do if you're Meeks? Something has to work. You got to try something. And that's a good start. Pike gets naded out. Pan finds one. Taz finds the headshot at random arrows. Finds the teammates nade on the ground. Taz finds a beta, but Infused Femboy gets the refrag. Now would be a good opportunity to try to catch one player out, but John Yakuza lays him out with a headshot, 7-0, and Acer are chasing a perfect half here. Insane turnaround. These first 2 games have been super close, and now Acer with a 7-0 lead. They flipped the switch, certainly. And now let's see if they can put an end to this. 7-0. Not a single excuse me, not a single round on the offense. And Meeks, they're trying a bit of a split play this time around. They're trying to go for that mid control. 24 Gray nading his own teammates. At least he's going to get the intel that there's some player over on Cat, but it's decently predictable anyways. I believe Infused Femboy spots the player, but Taz is going to be able to get right back. And Meek's just kind of defaulting towards mid here. As soon as the smoke goes down, I would imagine they'll either explode out or try something of their own, but Pan gets taken right out. Mott finds Femboy. Taz finds 24 Gray, random, getting that kill as well. Now a 3-on-3, and the offense is quite split, but as I say that, now it's a 3 versus 1. And now you have random arrows excuse me, trying to come in. I believe audio was made as he was, full running, but now he's crouched. Forcing Mott to maybe second guess himself here. But now the audio's made, gets spotted on the cross, and just like that, Acer with an 8-0 perfect half. Can they finish it up right here on the pistol? We're going to swap our teams, and we're going to find out in just a moment. Pike having an amazing game right now. 11-2 on the board. Oh, look at this. The Acer B-Slam coming right out. Baiting out that utility perfectly. The rotate already coming in. Johnny Goozer gets taken out. Doesn't check the corner. Mott takes out random. Gets a second one. Or actually, Pan picks up that kill. Fems immediately gets a refrag. So much action. There's so much going on. Taz and Pike finding kills. And just like that, Acer, in absolute dominating fashion, win it 9-0 on game number 3. They are 1 map away from victory. (9-0) is insanity to see, and Maybe we'll see it again. Maybe we'll see a close match, but we'll be finding out shortly after this ad break.
Prepare to
Only
start.
Baron left alive. Where is Baron? In the spawn. Can somebody
Go.
Spud in the bottom going absolutely crazy, getting the 2K.
Match point.
And folks, we've got that perfect timing as we are going to hop into Kitty for map number 4. This could be our final map as we just saw Acer sweep Meeks in 9-0 dominating fashion. They did not allow a single round onto the board. Will Meeks have an answer? We'll have to find out. But Acer going to be starting over on the Colonist side. Meeks going to be starting over on that Rayab side. Again, Kitty, probably the most sided map in VAIL history, being very much in favor of the Rayab or the defense. But we'll see if Acer are feeling the dope from last match, because I would imagine they are, considering 9-0. I mean, the first two maps were close, and this one, the third one, just not even close. Acer just completely doing everything right, and Meeks didn't have an answer, but that's why you have another map to decide that. John Yakuza finds random arrows, Sandy just goes right on down, and that B site is prime and ripe for the taking for Acer. Taz finds one, Taz finds another, and man, Acer swarming in on that pistol round. And that's the thing about pistol rounds, is that the more guns you just have. Fem's just trying to spam there as I was trying to explain about pistol rounds, but Pike just puts a quick end to that. You can spam all you want, but you can't stop him. 1-0 for Acer, looking to continue their lead here, as in theory they've won more than 10 rounds in a row across 3 different maps. So we'll see if maybe if Meeks are able to answer back. But we do have our first gun right now. We have a couple actually 3 SMGs coming in. Vector, ACP-9, throwing it back to the olden days of VAIL. And then just all HKs on the side of Acer. No AK-12s, no AK-303s. We see a bit of aggression, and Fems gets the aggression onto Pike, and that's going to be a good start for Meeks there. 24 Gray finds a headshot, but Pan immediately coming right back. Fems is going to take over bridge here, and the scanner's going to lean over towards that B site once again. It's going to be up to random arrows to try to make this happen. Finds one, but John Yakuza answers right back. Makes it a second. Mott finds Infused, and now it's Fems in a 1 versus 2. But John, 4-0 on the board, making it 3 kills that round. Acer adding another round to the board. Solid offense so far, as Acer have taken the first gun round. Now get a bit of a split. Acer again looking to go over towards B. John just going to completely go around that smoke, but that nade he's going to catch right in his face as 24 Gray lines up the util perfectly. And now Meeks, for the first time around, have the man advantage. 24 Gray going to get spotted from the bridge, but Pan eventually going to take him down, and Acer bring it right back. Now a 2-2 split. A bit of an opening in mid. Acer may be able to recognize this, or they may just elect to go all together over towards this A site. They have a minute to play around with. Plenty of time to make it happen. We heard a little Vector headshot from across the map. And Femboy is very much in an advanced position here, at least stopping any potential mid flanks. Taz walking up, trying to make something happen here. 40 seconds though, and Acer kind of burning time. Random Arrows gets the kill on the Pike. Sandy finds Taz. And they don't clear the corner. Oh, goodness. Mott, 15 seconds left. That's the truth. Finds one. Needs to grab the scanner and plant. But it's looking very, very unlikely. Has 5 seconds. Is unable to do it. Meeks, after an entire game of not picking up a round, finally pick up a round there. 1-2. Acer's still very much in the lead. But Meeks finally, after so long, managed to get an answer back. And Acer just electing to go for a 5-man slam over towards the B site. Random Arrows gonna try to see if they can maybe spot something here. Util coming in, Flash coming in. Retaliation grenade coming in, but Mott finds 24 Gray. And then Fems holding off at least one, but John Yakuza again just doing a solid job as an entry, just really getting in there and managing to find a double. Spike goes into this, or Scanner goes into the site, excuse me. And Infused Femboy now finds himself in a 1 versus 3 clutch, but they already have the flank. So they might be able to find one here, but gets spotted. The timing doesn't work out in their favor, and Acer pick up a 3rd round. And again, if the B slam ain't broke, don't fix it. Acer electing again to go over towards the B site, but Meeks adjusting here, bringing 4 players over. 24 Gray finds a nade. Fems and Random Errors and 24 Gray also finding kills, so the adjustment working out, the gamble stack. And just like that, the trade happens. And Meeks find yet another round on the board. You gotta wonder if 3 rounds on offense is enough for Acer to just lock this down on defense, which very well could be the case, but Meeks need to try... At best, Meeks could make this a 5-3 half, and then maybe be able to pull off a couple attacker-sided rounds. I mean, Meeks do have a good offense, just based on the past... We'll say the first 2 maps. We'll count map 3 as something happened, but... You know, again, I mean, Kitty definitely tends to be defender-sided, and we do see Acer immediately on the adjustment trying to go for the bait here, trying to get as many Meeks players over as they possibly can. Random Arrows finds the kill on the pan, and this could be Acer's time to enter into the site. We do still have Sandy hiding back here. And the gunfire has stopped. Minute 10 left on the clock. And surely Meeks knows something is up. We do see number 1 shift back over. Sandy not able to find that headshot. That could have been a big kill for them to try to get. As Acer looked to swarm over towards the A site. They do have main control. And Sandy is eventually getting pressured. John Yakuza finds Fems, so gonna get a little bit of an opening there. 35 seconds left, and John has a timing here. Oh, but he looks the wrong way. Oh, that is so awful for them. Taz does find 24 Gray, and 2 more kills go the way of Acer. And Random gets caught with the bad timing as well, and Acer picks up a 4th round. So now, at best, Meeks can hope to try to tie this half, but I mean, 4 rounds on offense? On Kitty? That's going to be tough for Meeks when they swap sides. I'm going to keep it real here, folks, but again, it's the finals. Anything can happen. But if Acer win this map, they will be crowned your VAIL VRML Season 3 EU champs, so they're just 5 rounds away from doing it. And a bit of an aggressive play coming in from 24 Gray here as he looks to catch the stairs cross. But he gets immediately punished as Pike gets him. And now Sandy on the back of site finds 1, finds 2. But John Yakuza able to get that refrag. Taz also manages to find 1 too. And just like that, Meeks are just dropping like flies. Fems tries to hold on, picks off 1, picks off a 2nd, and all of a sudden now it's a 1-on-1. Fems getting aggressive into the site, trying to get as much space as they can as they go for the retake here. He's going to go for the smoke grenade. But there's a gap. John Yakuza exposes his position with that grenade. 20 seconds left, and John Yakuza just has to play the time. And John clutches it out. Acer picking up a 5th round. A very, very solid attempt from Fems coming in, but unfortunately not close enough. Acer with a very strong lead on the offense. If they win this one, I mean, then they just have 3 rounds to close it out on the defense, and that could be very light work. We'll see, though. We'll see if Meeks decide or are able to come back. Lonnie still coming in. Nice nade coming in from Infused Femboy. That's going to be the first kill of many needed for Meeks to try to get back into this fight. And John just being a smoke criminal again. Pan finds 1. John finds 1. Can he find the 2nd? He does. Can he make it a 3rd? He might have heard the player in the defense, but he also heard the player crossing bridge. Yeah, John finds a 3rd. And just like that, Acer close out the half 6-2, and they are 3 rounds away from being crowned your EU champs. Insane stuff coming out from Acer right now. They're very much playing well. It took them a game or two to get warmed up. You know, Meeks put up a very solid fight, and Acer lost the first game, but the answer back on Suna with that immediate 9-0 shutdown, I mean, they're probably feeling so doped up right now. Meeks looking for that A-side play. Got Util coming in. Rotates are going to come in right away. Fems tries to find the initial kill. Finds one. Finds a second. Can they find a third? They're just going ham with it. But John Yakuza in the site. And that's it. And those kills from Fems are going to allow for that rotate to happen. And John Yakuza now into 1 versus 3. Now, 2 players are one shot. That nade cooked a little bit too long. And Fems with a nice 4K on the pistol round. You can see them spamming the pistol like crazy, and it works out for them. They're able to get 4 players. They want to stay in this one as best as they can. And a round on offense, nevertheless. But now we have our first full rifle round, and we'll see just what happens. A bit of a split play this time around. 3 players going over towards B, 2 kind of lurking over towards A and mid. Pan going for the very aggressive play here. We'll see if it works out for him. He doesn't have the support from the back, but gets a little bit overconfident and gets shut down by Sandy there with a double peek. Now this allows Infused Femboy to take some space here. As they try to get over to Ali. 24 Gray with a nice pick over onto Taz. And now it's up to Mott to try to hold off here. Gets spotted. But 24 Gray, again, able to get that refrag. And now the Acer defense has fallen apart. Pike takes a little bit of chip damage there. Fems finds John Yakuza in the smoke. And now it's up to Pike in a 1 versus 4 situation. Tries to go for the jump shot like it's Call of Duty, but no, this is VAIL. You're inaccurate while jumping, so nice try, buddy. Unfortunately, does not happen for you in that instance, but nevertheless, Meeks 4-6. They're starting to claw their way back, and on offense, maybe I was wrong. Maybe this isn't as defender-sided. That, or maybe Acer just needed a round or 2 to lock in. You never know. We'll find out. Scanner again, leaning over towards B, and this time it's a 5-man stack for Meeks. Smoke immediately goes in. That's going to prompt some util to come out. Fems gets very hurt by the grenade. Almost gets taken out immediately. Now Pan has a prime opportunity here. Oh, and Fems tries to check the corner, but Pan capitalizes on the hesitation. Random Arrows manages to get Pan there with the Vector of all weapons. Sandy manages to take out Taz. And that's going to open things up on the B site a little bit. But Pike answers back with a frag of their own. Mod just barely gets away. Somehow manages to pull a second despite having low health. And Infused Femboy now forced into the 1 versus 3. Misses the headshot. Has 50 seconds, though. Has plenty of time to work with. Finds 1. Finds 2! And with this position that they're on such a good head peek. This is going to be tough for Pike. This would be such a blunder from Acer if they manage to throw this round. He's going to go for the grenade throw. Oh! I thought that was going to skip over and hit him, but just barely misses. Pike just trying to get the spot here. Gets pre-fired. Infused Femboy now. Ooh, gets shot in the back while he's not looking. Decides to look the wrong way for whichever reason. And Pike able to clutch that one out. And now Acer are just 2 rounds away from winning it all. Two rounds make the difference here for Acer. 2 rounds separate them from being crowned VAIL EU VRML champs for Season 3. And folks, if you're watching and you don't play in VRML yet and you're interested, you can always make a team or you can join a team. Season 4 will be starting. So after this weekend, when all the finals are done, is a prime time to get back into the game. Pan, once again, making the aggressive play. But I like this angle that he's chosen. Gets checked. Loses a little bit of health in the process. It's going to fall right back. Minute 15 on the clock. A lot of util burned. A lot of time burned. No real progress made by either team. Pan going to be missing the shots in his position. Going to be exposed. Nade's going to come out. Somehow is still alive. Manages to at least get his way out. Random arrows finally getting the first pick. And that's going to leave Taz all alone on site here. 45 seconds left. Oh, and I think Taz gets spotted by 24 Gray there on that angle. But all of these rotates are going to be cut off by random arrows here and Infused Femboy. Pan and Taz both pick up kills, though. And Taz finally goes down. Infused Femboy, though, does pick up Pan. And the scanner is down. Pike manages to find Infused Femboy somehow. I mean, got caught with a nade in their hand or something? Not sure. And now 2 versus 2 retake situation. Nade's going to come in. And Pike's going to take this opportunity to go on the flank. 20 seconds left. Acer have to make a move here. 24 Gray gets the kill, and Sandy also picks up the kill. Meek's still very much in this fight. 5-7. They got 9-0'd. They're coming back. They said, we're still in this fight. It might have not looked like it last time, but we're still very much in this one. And they're proving that right now. They could very well even tie this up or even win this map. But again, if Acer win, they are your EU champs. If not, we go to a Game 5. And wouldn't that be a sight to see? Again, Meek's going for the B play here. Ooh, Nade almost hits Sandy there. Also, knife throw. You got your one lucky knife throw. I don't think I can stand to see anymore. You never know. But again, pan over watching Alleyway. I couldn't think of the name of it. I don't know why, but here we are. And again, same situation as last round. A lot of util burned, not a lot of progress made. Randomara is going to use that opportunity to try to cross over on bridge. Pan going for the blind fire. And goes for a knife throw. And he's going to be spotted. Fem's able to actually get a pick here, but John Yakuza holding it steady over on the A site. And that's going to prompt potentially the rotate back over towards the B site. We do see random arrows trying to take some space here. And this could very well be a crunch. 24 Gray finds a pick, but Pan answers back with 2 of their own. And again, the same situation. 2 versus 2 retake situation. But this time, 24 Gray very low on HP. Needs to just kind of hide here, but if he gets spotted, could easily be taken out in an instant. 24 Gray dying to the fire there. And John Yakuza finding 3 kills that round, I think. The fire somehow killed him. He's even a bit confused. But 8-5 is the score, and Acer are just a singular round win away from winning the EU champs here. Meeks have to really claw their way back. They have to try to find something now. It's now or never for them. And their backs are very much against the wall. If Acer win this, they'll be your champs. And if not, we're going to a game 5. Folks, I hope you've been having an amazing time today. This could very well be our final round together, so we're going to make the most of it. So strap in and let's see what happens here. 24 Gray just going to be going and holding an angle. Pan again, trying to go for an aggressive play here, but is going to be falling back. Realize this is not wise to try to, push your luck there. Baits out some util over towards mid, and Fem's trying to see what sort of nade damage they can try to find here. Pan's going to rotate over towards bridge. He's going to go for a bit of pre-fire that's going to attract Fem's attention. Minute 20 left on the clock. Meek's just playing it nice and slow. And here comes a nade. Is that going to tag onto him? Unfortunately not. Pan finds the first headshot. Finds a second one. Can he find a third? No, Random Arrows is going to be finding him. And now Random Arrows is going to try to make their way into the site with the support of the other 2 players. But number 4 has an opportunity here. Random Arrows again getting the trade. Mott finds Fems, and now Random Arrows very well could be shot in the back. This could be it. And it is, ladies and gentlemen. Acer are going to be your EU VAIL VRML Season 3 champs. Congratulations to them on a hard-earned victory, and that is going to do it for you, ladies and gentlemen. Acer will be your champs again, and that will cap off our EU Season 3. But don't go anywhere. In a few hours, at 6 o'clock p.m. EST, we will have the NA Bronze match and the NA Finals, so be sure to stick around for that. I'll be casting it, and like I said, I might be bringing a friend to help out because my voice will be a little bit tired, but it's okay. But otherwise, I do want to thank all the sponsors, especially HyperX, for always being a proud supporter of the VRML. I do want to thank XLab for making a wonderful game and also being a wonderful supporter of the VRML. And check out all those champ skins that these players will be getting, so it's going to be a great time there. But folks, we'll have some action later, and it's been a pleasure. My name is Yellhat, and I've had a great time being your host today, and we will catch you all at the NA Finals later tonight. But for right now, we're going to sign out, so long, and we'll see you later.
VAIL VRML is brought to you by XLab, Exclaim, Helga, the esports manager, HyperX, ProTube VR, VR Cover,